not too late to tell me how you feel. We've got all day, so show me what is real. Cause I don't play no games. This could be the real deal, right here, you and me. So tell me we're on to something, baby, don't leave me hanging. Giving you all my loving, but how am I supposed to know if you feel the same way, or if you want me to stay? Baby, just give me something. How am I supposed to know? We've got all this time, so stop wasting mine. We've got all this time. How am I supposed to know? Supposed to know.
How's that? I got a mic hooked up, so I was previously like yelling at the camera. I'm like, ah, shit. Like, turn that down a little bit. So now the goal is today, you know, I've been talking shit to all these, some of these marketing guys that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and it's like, well, I get it, right? Like, you're trying to make some side cash, you're trying to make some money, but at least have an idea what you're doing. Like, don't just take every, but honestly, if that's most people just being a zombie right now, alright, well, we will make some of that. But the first thing we gotta do is continue our. So we have two things. We have the school classroom, which I gotta get a different YouTube video in there because that took it all the way to a Vertex AI agent. I don't know which one you can see, which one you can't. Let's go. Let's go to the computer screen. biggest thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put this whole system together and give a huge early discount to web app beta users, because I want, you know, it's one thing to learn the system, but you got to come and like, be able to produce it too, right? So it's got to be living somewhere, and that is going to be living. Yeah. Dropping bits. You ready to join my school, Emily? Grace Emily? So I love you, Grace Emily, but I gotta get rocking. What's my live scene looking like? Cool. So I just need to, the only thing I need to do. Ay. Transition. The only thing I need to do is just duplicate this scene and get a big scene in so you can do the intro. Get out of the intro, right? Screen capture. Let me grab it. Zynga. Oh. Video capture device. That's what I need. Alright, so where did this process start? This all started for me, analytics, so wise man once told me, start with good data, work with good people. And he wasn't wrong. That guy is still one of the sharpest people I know. Okay. That's the beginning of the process. So what the goal is to show people how they can turn their live streams into AI. Prove you know exactly what you're doing, like prove you can provide value to people, and that's the goal, right? If you don't know how to do that, and you're just popping off about systems and stuff you don't know anything about, that's not going to be effective for people. And then what I also want is this to be sustainable, and something people can develop a business out of. Like, you know, a lot of people are saying life-changing money, and it's so funny. This is like, and this might change too here in a second, but because it's just about playing the game. And I respect these people that are hustling hard. Like, I respect what you're doing. I love it, actually. Like, it is a game. The whole thing is a fucking game, but it's fucking, like, at least know what the fuck you're talking about. Or answer a question. Like, have enough nuts to answer a question. It is unbelievable what the standard of communication is anymore. Like, people just like, it's so fucking funny. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm just not gonna talk and block you because of your offensive question. Which was, how is this sustainable? What are you actually doing? Like, can you actually teach people? I mean, they literally tell you in the script, like they're saying, don't tell people, it's like a key hook, and it's like, do you have any idea what you're talking about? Do you know how that works? Do you want me to show you? I'll show you. Daddy showed you. I'll show you. Okay, so Daddy's gonna show you kids how it works. But essentially, yes, you put together all these tutorials, and you can have your own system like this. Like the system that you're selling, you can have your own. It's not crazy hard to build. And, okay, it's gonna take some work up front, right? But by hosting it on the school platform, right here, you're gonna have your own community. Like, you can do that on your own, right? But the thing is too, like, that's just the start. Because then you gotta build one of these, Yahtzee, fucking Vertex AI agent, right? And then you gotta build you one of these Flutterflow web app, because then you can just have all your own shit. And what's funny is I started doing all this, and literally it started from a tutorial on Google Analytics. But I was helping for a buddy. I was like, hey, you gotta take a look at your analytics. That's gonna tell you a lot. And then by doing that, I was doing it on my old Wix website, and I was like, well, I need to do this as a live stream, do this as a tutorial, because there's 3 things I ranked for, and I'll show you right now. But it was education, it was live streaming, and it was Vertex AI search and conversation, which is an AI-powered application you can develop on Google. And it sounds crazy, I know it does, but it's fucking not. Like, if you can attach a file to an email, you just gotta know where to put it. Alright, so I gotta turn off my music and just roll with it. Because people didn't even know how to do it. And I'm gonna teach you. Daddy Jack will teach you. Did that not switch over? Editor. Should've. How far behind are you, YouTube? Jeez Louise. YouTube just behind. Alright, there you go, YouTube. Alright, how's that sound? Daddy Jack's gonna teach you today, kids. And as far as kids, I mean all you adults slang and marketing, you don't know what you're talking about. But I help you. That music was loud, sorry. How's that sound? Check, check. Alright, currently live streaming on Twitch. Okay, so that's good there. I got our message out. I gotta put the Gumroad link in. And this is the last day any of this is gonna be this cheap. Post this, it's gonna be a lot more expensive. So if you see this today, this is like the school community right here. I'll put this one in there. That is going to be free to the first 50 members. After that, it's going up to $12.99 a month. Not $12.99 either. $1,299. Because I'm going to show you how to build AI agents. Boy. Cool. Boom. I'm going to show you how to do all this stuff and put it together for you. Okay. So we got that out. Now we need to get, what else do we need to get out? I'll just make a list. Let's go shoot today's list. Where's a good place to actually take notes of this? The chat, maybe? Let's do a live day AI. Because I think you can put, yeah, you can put notes and code samples in here. Add a page. Cool. Live. Fucking edit it. Live to AI. So this one's gonna be digital transformation, digital growth, and optimization. Okay, what's the first thing I want to do? I want to get YouTube analytics and a video. Okay, so how am I going to do that? I am going to use tools used, Twitch, Streamlabs, YouTube, and Looker Studio. Okay, when I do these, what I do is I take live action recordings of tutorials and then I turn them into full-length tutorials that we turn into AI. So when I do talk during this, it's going to be a little robotic. It's going to be a little A to B, A to B. But that way you can turn it into an AI agent. So without further ado, what I do is I'm just going to chata. Oh, you guys can't see any of that. Yeah, you can. Cool. And do a little transition and we'll roll. Transitions are fun. And what you do when you're recording these live, if you're doing tutorials, don't fill the blank spaces with words. Just say what you need to say, be quiet, switch to the next scene. So then Podcast Editor can handle the cuts for you. And what you got to think about too is you have to have like a 2-second hook. 2-second hook. So what do we do here? Let's go ask Hank. Now we got to do analytics. I can't be messing with that shit yet. All right. So let's record and roll. And then going forward from here, it's all going to be AI training. So I got to be kind of robotic. AI training in progress. Okay. Sweet, sweet, sweet. The rest of this will be robotic as shit, guys. I am sorry about that. I'm very sorry, but it's part of what you got to do. And I'm going to turn down my stream microphone because I tend to yell at the fucking microphone when I'm doing tutorials. No big deal. Alright. We got live scene here, live scene here. Bing, 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 bing. Okay. So we got to go YouTube here. YouTube analytics. Let's go some analytics. What was cool about this the other day, and it's one of the tutorials on the Gumroad in school, but I was doing it, and this is why I started the school and the education. It's like I saw my analytics, and it's like, all right, well, you know what you got to do, right? You don't have to be crazy with it. But let's get a little intro and rock and roll. Here we go. Love you guys. If you have any questions, hit the chat and YouTube. I think is the main. It's either YouTube or Twitch. That's the only place I'm streaming right now. I'm not doing TikTok until later, but streaming on YouTube and Twitch through Streamlabs. So here we go. YouTube analytics. I'm going to show you how to see what your data YouTube Analytics. Let's take a look at what your data says and what we can do with it to grow your YouTube channel. The first thing you do when you come to your channel is you come in and you want to go up right corner where your profile picture is. From there, we're going to scroll down and go into YouTube Studio. Click on YouTube Studio, and that's going to take us to the dashboard that will show us some good analytics to see what's going on with our channel. The reason I want to show you guys this is because it's important you just kind of go with the flow. These algorithms and programs are going to dial you into what they call user satisfaction. So whatever you're doing that resonates with people, they're going to figure that out for you. Continue to do that. But how are you going to know what you're doing and if that resonates with people? The first thing you got to do is come over here and we'll check out this analytics tab. The dashboard is going to give you a really good overview of what's going on, and I didn't do much yesterday, so we got to ramp that up today. But this has been the result of simply starting to live stream and doing shorts on Live2AI. I mean, every single one of my videos that has been resonating is about going live and turning it into AI. So make sure you check your analytics, what you're doing there, and what's going to be resonating with your users to find that user satisfaction. That is the main thing to pay attention to. User satisfaction. Wow. But yeah, all of these analytics just look absolutely insane in comparison to what I had done before. I mean, like, I had tried different stuff before, and then one night I'm like, all right, let's go live, and then wham. It was like, wow. So that's one thing to pay attention to, right? Check out your audience, check out what's going on, and then they're going to give you some topics to create on, right? So YouTube content creator, a day in the life of a Twitch streamer, a day in the life of a content creator. So it's going to walk that dog for you. You just got to go execute. Now, what's the most efficient way to do that? The most efficient way that I've figured out to do it is live streaming. You use Twitch, Streamlabs, pump it out to all the different platforms. And what we're going to do here is, because after I saw that, it's like, all right, well, now I need to make that product. So that's my Gumroad, that's School Games, and my web app, BizRise.io. They're all going to be different tiers. But the plan is to actually just teach people how to do this and then give them the tools to go execute, which I can have those on BizRise.io. But what we're going to do from those analytics, this is something cool that I like showing people, is let's go into Looker Studio, because this is a good, quick and easy report that you can send out and be like, all right, well, you want to see some analytics? Check this out. And Looker Studio is essentially just, Google's horsepower data analytics center, where it's like, all right, we'll make it pretty so you can see what it says. And you go to Looker Studio, you come in, click on YouTube Analytics, make sure your account's selected, hit add. You might have to go log in and out a couple times. It's a little, hey, let's see what we can do here. But that's going to be like the initial report, right? Where you can come in and you can drag and drop stuff like country code, live stream views. Let's see where my people are coming from. All over the world. Which is kind of cool, right? Like, you can see where people are coming from, who's checking out your stuff. And then you can also, you can go USA state code. That's just, I say USA because that's the country I'm in, but you can drop heat maps to see where your users are looking at. So that's going to be helpful, because if you're going to use ad spend dollars, target it to, Colorado, or else California, Arizona, Texas. You can target to where these people are checking you out. So you want to spend effective ad dollars, just check out your Looker Studio. An easy peasy way to do this is use the template gallery. And boom, look at this, YouTube channel report. Okay, just click on that, come in, default data, we're going to need my data. use my own data. Add that. It's going to take the new report though. Yeah, that's not my stuff. Come on. Use my own. Okay. Let's see if this puts it in the sample report or takes us to the new one. Okay, so it gives us that sample channel report, and it's going to give you a really just quick look. What's important? What do you need to view? Or like, what do you need to change, right? Now, there's a good mix of this, and what I got to dial in a little bit better is one, I mean, I'm getting some good short views, but that's throwing off the view duration, which is all right. But I mean, you can see it climbing with tutorials, total watch time. I got to get that up a little bit. I didn't do a ton at the end of this week because I was putting together those courses. So consistency matters too, right? But subscriptions going up, comments, likes, dislikes. Dislikes has been going down, which I'm happy about. But go in there and ramp it up. But all of my stuff really has been live to AI, live to AI. And that's a quick and dirty look at just, hey, let's go check out our YouTube analytics. Let's see what's going on. We don't have to complicate this. Now let's make a plan and go execute, right? So that is an introduction to your YouTube analytics. And do you really need a ton more than that to get started on what you need to create? And no, I mean, everything across the board on my stuff, at least. And this is, I will say, this is a little bit unusual for what I've seen previously in the past. And let me confirm that. I'll show you guys too. This one's really, I mean, it's across the board. And I always start with analytics because you got to know what you're looking at. You know, what's real, what's not. But this is like all my accounts total. And I run a couple analytics. I just have a couple for my buddies that are on there. But this is like my first website. Jeez Louise. I'm not even trying to push traffic there either. That's the crazy part. Trying to push traffic other places. Well, those numbers are like 8 times that, but look at that shit. But what are people looking at? Same thing. Vertex AI, search and conversations, Streamlabs, Twitch, Live AI 101. I mean, everything in my entire analytics, every page across the books. Vertex AI, search and conversation, Live AI. And Vertex AI, search and conversation, there's a reason. That's probably number one. And the reason for that is because it's a very, very powerful AI application that you can go and create like with just your website URL. Let me check. I want to show you guys the web app analytics too. We're just going to do a quick analytics tour, start with YouTube, because that's important to see too. I mean, if it's going to be your in-game funnel, like if that's where you're driving traffic to, it needs to be have the analytics on it. I'm going to see, make sure you can see that screen. But we got to check. Okay, you can. Yeah, check this out. Analytics. Google.com. And this is why everything's been so nutty. Yeah, I know. And streaming makes certain platforms angry. So make sure if it's making your platform angry, don't dick around with it. Dismiss. Alright, so we got to go into the other one. Where are we at? Default, Firebase. I think it's this one. And this one, I mean, look for the past. So I got my first web app user, which was cool. But if we extend this a little bit, like let's go, I don't know, 90 days. Let's just go middle of May to here. So this is what I made the mistake on. And there's a lesson in there for, I think it's Google Analytics, like that first tutorial I did. Make sure your landing page is on point. It's either that one or that might be the Twitch one. Make sure your landing page is up to par. But when I first started live streaming, it just caught one of those random, hey, let's take a wave and write it to this web app. But I didn't have that landing page ready. So they all got there and they're just like, what is this thing, right? And just, so now we're going to try and bring that line back up. But yeah, I mean, they came to the landing page, right? And nothing happened. So you want to make sure, and this is a lesson I hope you learned from me, make sure you have that landing page on point, because you don't know where stuff's going to come from as far as traffic. It's just going to happen, right? Acquisition, engagement, let's see, overview. Pages and screens is always good too, because you can see, all right, everybody's interesting. Marketing manager, Vertex, sales execute. And how these work is the BizRes.io web app has Gemini in there. So when you register, it's like, all right, tell me about your company, bing, 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 bing. And it's going to pump out that content for you. So it'll be that system. Life is good. But I wanted to just start, with the YouTube analytics and go over a quick video of that, take it to Looker Studio. And then from really, that point on, it's going to be, all right, now it's just time to execute. So in this one, I'm going to stop the recording in Streamlabs. I'm going to put it up to Podcast Editor, transcribe the audio, and we'll show you how to turn that into an AI agent. So stop the recording. Okay, that stopped. And I can get out of here. I need to get that other window. That window close? No, here it is. All right. So we're out of analytics. Now I stopped that recording on the live stream. Now what I'm going to do, to make sure you guys can see the right screen. Because these tutorials are going to be all kind of mixed together, because it doesn't really roll like that in the real world, right? You don't just have 1, 2, 3 of Streamlabs. You're going to have YouTube, then you have Streamlabs, and you're going to have all this other stuff. So what we got to do here is go, and how am I going to overlap that so you don't get blinded by it? Let's see. If I drop this, because the problem with doing screen records on Streamlabs is it turns it into a tunnel. And then you're just like, looks like 30 of me. It looks terrible. So Streamlabs desktop? Okay. Can you see that? Yes, you can. How ugly is that going to look? Is it going to have that echo in it? Yeah, probably. So what I got to do is bring that down in my Streamlabs. And what I'm going to do here is take my screen capture from my Mac OS and hopefully fill that big tunnel so you guys aren't going in tunnel mode. All right, transition, because I think I'm in studio mode right now. All right, now we can take this off studio mode and get you a look at Streamlabs desktop. Yeah, that'll look a little better. That way you're not looking into a tunnel of bullshit. I'll switch it over here in a sec. Oh, easy girl. Easy girl. And there's the chat. All right, let's check desktop and see what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to grab that recording, take it into Podcast Editor, and put that up as a product. But that's what you need to realize. What you're doing from going live is creating everything you need, start to finish, just by going live. And you just got to know how to connect the dots. That's my system. That's what I teach people. Is if you want to pump out content, you want to really pump something, do it live. You have more content out of that than anything you'll ever get. You get short form, long form, YouTube, every platform, podcast, transcription, whatever it is, and you can turn it into an AI agent. All right. Shoo. What's cool? Can you see? Yeah, you can. Just see, now that makes some sense right there. Do it like that. You don't need to see my raw or my engagement feed, but what we can do here, we'll just make this puppy a little bigger so you can see both in one window. Magic. All right. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Oh man, we're just winning. We are winning today. Okay, so I'm going to go back into hitting the recording. I'm going to do a little spiel, and we'll record that for the next one of these. All right, get you some coffee. Calm the fuck down. Speak clearly. Make sure you're not spitting on the camera. Here we go. Let's turn our live stream into AI. The next step that we have to do after you get done recording your tutorial is to take it from Streamlabs desktop, that native recording, and we're going to upload it into Podcast Editor. What are the advantages of that? Well, when you come over here into your recordings, I don't know if you can see my mouse. Let me get that stream up a little bit too. I want to make sure you can see my mouse. Can you see where I'm clicking in there? Probably not, huh? Oh yeah, you can. It's tiny. Okay, we'll do that again. Let's turn our live stream into AI. The first thing we got to do after we get that recording is take it into Streamlabs desktop podcast editor in the browser. That's a lot, but Streamlabs desktop provides a ton of cool features, and you can use it for just about anything. Streamlabs and Twitch, put them together, magic, all right? But the video I just did, I was recording natively and on Twitch. But natively is an advantage because then you're not doing compression rates going from the cloud to your computer. Like, we're always trying to compress. That's one of the biggest costs that you see when you're developing web apps is compression. Media storage. Everything's media heavy, so you got to compress it and store it. Now, in order to do that, it's better to have it natively record on your machine versus up in the cloud and then download it. Like, you're having different compression depending on how everybody stores stuff. So over here on the left side menu, there's recordings. We're going to click on that recording. And I think I ended that about, I think this one's at the 18 minutes ago. So what we'll do is show in folder. And I'm going to make sure that one's it because you want to make sure. Nope, that was only 23 seconds. About this one. 11:25. That looks like our winner. Yeah. That's our winner. That is our winner. So I gotta make sure you can see this. Oh, that is so bueno. Okay, so let's get our YouTube or our podcast editor back up and open. Okay, can you guys see that? Can you see that? Yes, you can. All right, cool. So what we need to do there is get our, I need to get out of full screen. That's what's killing me. Okay. So now I need to overlap it, right? So here's my movies. Here's what I just recorded. It's 2:42. So I'm going to rename this after I put it in the podcast editor, because if you keep it hooked up as far as that whole path, it's going to take it to you every time in the Streamlabs desktop. So keep it kind of named what Streamlabs pumps it out there. But when you come into podcast editor, go ahead and log in. This is with your Ultra account. Gotta log into your Streamlabs ID, not your just email. And when you get logged in, I mean, I couldn't tell you an easier way to get a bunch of content than Podcast Editor. Okay? Because you can use the transcriptions from all of your lives to get AI. Just click on New Project, and what we're going to do is grab that same movie, and we're just going to drop it in. Leave that in. Pick what kind of subtitle you want. I'm leaving it with the, it's kind of a faded out white background with the black letters. This is going to look good across any platform and stick out, so I leave it there. Auto editing, remove pauses, remove fillers. Okay, I'm not going to add branding. I want my screen to be there and just be recording what it should. So we're going to leave that there, and what we're going to do is we're going to say continue editing in editor and just chill. Now, if you're a tab person and you like having a million tabs open, this probably isn't going to bug you. But here's a rule that at least I've just came up with for myself. When you drop a video into Podcast Editor, we don't look at it for a while. We don't touch it. We don't look at it. Leave it right here, okay? And we're just going to minimize that off the screen. We don't even know that exists right now. Because if you try and watch it, if you try and push it, it just doesn't go that well. Just let it be, minimize it, don't tinker with it. It's going to do its thing. You're fine. Okay, so that's the first part. So already what we've done is we've got a quick tutorial on YouTube Analytics. We're getting the transcription so we can turn that into AI. And we're doing a tutorial on Streamlabs Desktop on how to grab your recordings and then put it into Podcast Editor. And that's just the advantage of live. Not to say like, all right, now we can go start clipping stuff. We can do cross clip. We can do all that stuff just with using two simple tools. And the reason I'm doing all the live AI is because that's what my analytics said to do. Don't overthink this. Like, follow your analytics, get the right content, take those recordings, optimize them, and turn it into AI. So I think we've been doing this for like 20 minutes, and we're going to have some AI training done in about an hour. So hang with me online for the next one. I'm just going to stop this recording. We're going to stay live, but we're going to take this recording as well and put it into Podcast Editor so we can get on to the next one. I'm just going to hang out live and kind of, just answer any questions that people may have or any comments. Like, let me know now. We'll be just kind of hanging out live and getting these done. And then the next one we'll go into probably Facebook analytics. But the most important thing is you just got to know how to put all this together. And then I have the course that'll go from analytics, Twitch, Streamlabs, what we can do with it. And then after that, it's like, all right, now we got to have like some of those automations and some of that AI take over and run with it. Because it's one thing to have it, all right, cool, you told me what to do, or, you told me what's going on. I know where it is, like I know what people are looking for, but then how do I take that and turn that into an optimized system? And what I did with old Hank, can you guys see that? Let me switch scenes over so you can see that bigger one. You got to see old Mr. Hank in action. I just need to get rid of that window capture, huh? Which one's behind that one? Okay, let's make Hank big again so we can see old Hank. But what I did, like if you're watching this, if you see this, that YouTube analytics tutorial that I just did with Looker Studio, basically all you do there, and that's in the full YouTube agent video, but what that is I ended up taking that guy, and he's right here, that's Mr. Hank, that little red bubble. Trying to see him, but I ended up taking my YouTube analytics, taking screenshots of it, dropping it into Gemini, so just those pictures, said, hey Gemini, this is what I do, here's my URLs, take a look at these screenshots, tell me what you think, let's come up with a plan for the next 30 days. Because, generating and producing content, it does take a lot of time. Like, it takes a lot of time, effort. And initially, when you get going, you're going to kind of feel overwhelmed because you'll probably spend, like, the entire day trying to get it right. And don't overthink some of this stuff. Like, if you're just starting out, just pump it out. I mean, it's a volume game. You're going up against some big dogs with some serious horsepower. So you need to be able to put out a ton of content quickly and efficiently. If anybody says you're posting too much, like, don't listen. I will show you the analytics. I can actually prove it. So if you see any of that, this is how it's going to be beneficial. Like, you need to pump out all that content. And then Mr. Hank here on BizRise. So he's going to have my growth plan, which this is a little difficult to pull up while streaming. You guys can see that, right? All right, cool. Yeah, it looks like Hank's there. So all I did was put it all in Hank, and I say, what's up? So now Hank's my AI-powered assistant. All right, I want to do some YouTube. I don't know if I have any videos in there yet. Do you want to work on growth plan, learn about analytics, or create video scripts? So I'll say growth. I want to know about the growth plan. Just keep it simple. Make your own growth plan with Gemini, put it into AI that remembers with you, and then rock and roll. Video titles 1, setting the stage, live to AI, the future of content. I mean, what else do you need? It's going to lay out your entire script for you, and it's going to be personalized to you. There's nothing better than that. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to get these rocking and rolling, but I wanted to show people live at least, a quick example of what you can do. So just by going from YouTube Analytics, doing these tutorials, recording them in Streamlabs, using Twitch, and then how's the internet look? How's the bitrate look? Trying to load a Flutterflow app on a live stream is just stresses out my internet, but that's the whole goal. How do you maximize time, be efficient, be optimized, use AI to make more time for yourself and make more money so you have that freedom? That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to end this recording. I'm going to upload these to Gumroad School and just kind of keep cranking these out. And then about 4 o'clock, I'm going to really hit the sales on this hard to see what we can do. So I'm going to put some links up. I'm going to get everything organized. We're going to rock and roll. It's going to be fun. If you're a small business, anybody that sees this, come hang out. It's going to change your life. But I'm going to end this stream. Go on to the next one.